guys, it's Miss Patrick. We're going to go over second grade NTI Day 1 on our packet. It should have a cover sheet just like this. Okay. Our first is Benjamin's questions. I'm going to read it out loud and then we'll go over the questions together. Benjamin Franklin was born in 1706. America was different back then. When he was a young boy, Ben asked a lot of questions. He did tests to find the answers. One test he did helped him learn about electricity. He made a kite. He put a wire on the kite. He put a metal key at the end of the string. He flew the kite in a storm. Lightning hit the wire. The lightning went down the string. It hit the key. It made a spark. The test showed Ben that lightning is electricity. Ben used what he learned from his test. He made a lightning rod. He put it on his house. It kept the house safe from lightning. Ask questions, learn about things. You can be like Benjamin Franklin. And at the bottom it says, Benjamin Franklin learned about electricity when lightning hit a metal wire on his kite. How scary was that for Benjamin? And pretty neat because we use electricity every day. Number 1 says Ben's kite test helped him learn about A, sight, B, electricity, C, heat, or D, storms. Well, it did use a storm, but that's not what he learned about using the storm, so we can eliminate D. The passage did not talk about heat, so we can eliminate C. And it was not specifically about sight. Yes, he saw the lightning hit the kite, but that is not what he learned about. He learned about electricity, which is B. In the story, Benjamin A. asked questions, B. liked to cook, C. rode a horse, or D. built a stove. So let's look at D first. It did not talk about him building, so we can eliminate that. It also did not talk about him riding a horse or that he liked to cook. Actually, back then, most of the women cooked, so that leaves us with A. He asked questions. Number 3. Benjamin's blank keeps a home safe during a storm. A, glasses, B, stove, C, lightning rod, D, kite. So it did not mention his glasses in the story or his stove. So we have a lightning rod and a kite. So he used the kite to learn about electricity, but that's not what he put on top of his house. It says that Ben used what he learned from his test. He made a lightning rod. He put it on his house. So a lightning rod, answer C, is correct. Number 4, Ben used a kite, a wire, and A, a house, B, a book, C, a shoe, D, a key. In the second paragraph, it says one test he did helped him learn about electricity. He made a kite. He put a wire on the kite, and he put a metal key at the end of the string. So, number 4, Ben used a kite, a wire, and a key. So, D is the correct answer. Which question would Benjamin Franklin have asked? A, why did the lightning make a spark? B, is it going to snow? C, do you want to fly a kite? D, where did I put my glasses? So we can look at these answers. A, why did the lightning make a spark? That's a good choice. Is it going to snow? Snow has nothing to do with what our paragraph was about, so we can go ahead and eliminate it. C, do you want to fly a kite? It did talk about a kite, so we can leave that one for now. D, where did I put my glasses? It did not talk about his glasses in this story. So we have A and C left. Why did the lightning make a spark, or do you want to fly a kite? So even though he had a kite in the story, he wasn't using the kite for fun out with friends. So we can eliminate C, which leaves us with, why did the lightning make a spark? Because that is what the whole passage is about, and the lightning hitting the spark, hitting the kite and the key, making a spark is what helped him discover more about electricity. So number 5 is A. On the back of this page, draw a picture of Benjamin Franklin's kite. Tell what happened when he flew it during a storm. Since you cannot do that on the back of this page, there's a little space, or there's a lot of space over here by Benjamin's questions. This blank space, you could draw him with his kite and kind of tell me what happened in maybe 3 or 5 steps. What happened with that kite? Was he just flying it? What did he do with that kite? You can do that all right here. On the back of Benjamin's questions, there is a weekly language quiz. And it looks like this. It's got the squares on it. Number 1, split the compound word into parts. The word is firefighter. So we're going to draw a line between fire and fighter, because fire is a word and fighter is a separate word. What does it mean? So what do firefighters do? Firefighters put out fires. If it said something such as water fighter, maybe they used water to fight something. But since it says firefighter, we know that they do something with fire, and they're not punching the fire, they are putting it out. So they are fighting it from spreading. Number 2, refer to a dictionary for the correct spelling of the missing word. Miss Chu is my next door, and then there's 3 different ways to spell neighbor. The way I like to remember how to spell neighbor is how we think of a horse, because they neigh. And when we spell the neigh that a horse makes, it's Neigh. So the correct spelling of neighbor is Neighbor. Number 3. What does the underlined phrase mean? Highlight the clue in the sentence that helped you. Unlike lions that live together in a pride, tigers prefer to live in solitude. So lions like to live together, so there's a group of them. So tigers prefer to live in solitude, so the opposite of that group would be to live alone. So in solitude would be alone. And the clue that helped me with that is that unlike lions that live together. So unlike the lions. So that tells me it's the opposite of the lions. Now I'm going to look at number 4. Fill in the missing plural noun. 2 of the blank were wearing hats, and it has the word woman. We learned in class that we don't say womans, we say women. So 2 of the women were wearing hats. So women, W-O-M-E-N, goes in that blank. Number 5, fill in the blank with the prefix re or un to form the word that matches the definition. Blank cork means to take the cork out of the bottle. Blank cork means to put the cork back in the bottle. So I'm going to think of other words that have the prefix un first. I think of untie, untangle, undo. All of those means we're taking it apart or taking it out of something. So which one would say out or apart? cork means to take the cork out of the bottle. So the first one uses the word out, which tells me it's uncork. So rewrite is when we write something again. Redo is when we do something again. So the prefix re means to do something again. So recork means to put the cork back in the bottle. So if we take the cork out and we put the cork back, we are recorking it because we're doing it again. So the second prefix would be re, R-E. Write the contraction for each set of words as number 6. What will? So I'm going to go ahead and write what. And I'm going to put an apostrophe instead of the WI because when we combine what will, it becomes waddle. And not like waddle like a penguin, but a shortened form of what will. So we're going to replace that W and I with 2 L's. So then your final contraction would be the word what, apostrophe LL. You would. When we went over our contractions, we learned that would and could, you take away most of the letters in the second word. So we're going to keep the first word the same, so we can go ahead and write Y-O-U for you. Then we're going to put an apostrophe. Remember, apostrophe is up in the sky and a comma is down on the line. So make sure your apostrophe is going up in the sky. And we eliminate all the letters but letter D. So it'd be Y-O-U apostrophe D. Number 7. Fill in the missing word using an apostrophe. The president owns these golf clubs. Those are the blanks golf clubs. So we know that this means someone owns something. So we're showing possession. And when we do a possessive noun, we rewrite the noun, and the person that owns these golf clubs is the president. So we're going to put president with a capital P. And then after we rewrite the word president, we're going to put an apostrophe back up in the sky, and then an S. If we don't have that apostrophe, it means there's multiple presidents, and we only have one president. Number 8, underline the reflexive pronoun in the sentence. I had to force myself to get out of my bed this morning. I had to force myself to get out of my bed this morning. So reflexive is something about us. So we're going to underline my because it is my bed this morning. And I'm going to hold it up so we can kind of see if we missed anything.